Hello, this is Sudarshan Pasupuleti. I am going to present about my experience with the service learning project as a part of my class EDFR 6302 under the guidance of Dr. Lau, who is the instructor for this class. The objective of this class is to provide an experiential learning for the students, um, which involved undertaking a community service project and reflecting on the experiences so that we could connect with the class content and learn from it based on what we do as a part of service learning activity. In fact, I could not implement the service learning project as such, but I have worked on alternate project that focused on doing research into service learning articles and published material in the journals, which involved some kind of service learning interventions that involved students in the high school and colleges. So basically, the project I worked on is to analyze the published articles and figure out what are the benefits of service learning and how they have impacted the participants. I had to choose this alternate project because of my circumstances during summer while this class is going on. My father was sick and he passed away during that time, so I had to choose this project because I cannot implement the service learning project here in Edinburgh. Let me begin my presentation with the slide that introduces the service learning model of learning. Service learning pedagogy is a very powerful pedagogy that engages the learners in actual doing and analyzing those experiences, reflecting on that, and gathering the underlying lessons from that, and then use those lessons to react and then continue that cycle of learning. So this model helps any participants to intensively get involved in the activities, series of activities, and then reflect on them so that they can learn much deeper into the social reality that they are experiencing. Moving on to the next slide, the analysis that I did on 19 articles that involved service learning interventions and activities. In fact, I have collected 35 or plus articles on the whole and screened several articles from the review because they did not have interventions or the service learning activities that could be seen how they were benefiting the learners in the service activity. After analyzing 19 articles, I categorized the benefits and the impact into 6 different domains. As shown in the service learning impact flowchart, the 6 domains include personal growth, professional development, academic achievement, social competence, responsive citizenship, and social justice and sustainability. Each of these domains, based on my analysis, have been impacted. Means the participants have benefited in those areas. Let me explain how each domain is impacted by the service learning involvement. The first one is personal growth. The participants have developed more insights and shaped their beliefs and values, also developed critical thinking. All these led to a personal growth. A person who has experienced um, um, different level of thinking and analysis that impacted their personality and development. Therefore, service learning directly impacts the participants because they go through this cycle of experiential learning. As a result of that, they they change their insights, perspectives, values, and beliefs, and that leads to personal growth. The second domain that I have seen, which was impacted by professional development, impacted by service learning, is professional development. The participants are mostly either high school students or college students. We are expecting these students and participants to grow as professionals, build their skills, and build their problem solving skills. So, which involves knowledge, skills, and attitudes and values. And this development is heavily contributed by the experiences that they are going through as a part of service learning activity. Moving on to the next slide. When the participants are involved in community-based service learning activities, they are also experiencing higher academic achievement. This is due to the improved problem solving skills and critical thinking. As the students get involved and exposed more and more in the service learning activities or the social realities, their critical thinking is getting expanded and getting sharper, and this helps them to look at the problems that are surrounding the community or the target population and think about ways to problem solve them. In the process, they bring all their knowledge collectively, if they are working in groups, to the issues that they see in the context they are working. So, which leads to integration of the knowledge, which leads to which in turn leads to academic achievement. So the academic academic aspects are impacted because of service learning. The third component is fourth component is social competence. Social competence is also improving due to service learning, because the participants are working in groups and teams, and they learn how to work with one another, interact intensively with one another. This helps them to adapt to different styles of communication, different diversities that is involved, and work together collaboratively how to resolve the problems and issues, and that improves a lot of team skills and group working. So therefore they are benefited um, from these experiences, which ultimately builds their social competence. The next domain I would like to talk about is the responsive citizenship. One of the objectives of service learning is civic engagement, means the learners are engaging themselves in the community, in the society, as a responsive members in their own respective communities, and this is also good citizenship. All of us need to be responsible citizens, because we take advantage of the community, receive a lot of benefits from the community. Community supports in so many invisible ways to the members, and therefore we have a responsibility to give it back and improve the community in whatever the ways we can. Here in this slide, the youth are involved in cleaning up the community and clearing debris and all that, so that the community has a better environment, physical environment. And these are the some acts of better citizenship and responsive citizenships. There are many things that the youth and high school students, college students can do to help their communities, and also learn from doing those activities. Finally, the next domain is social justice and sustainability. Many of the service learning projects have either implicit or explicit focus on social justice and environmental um, sustainability. In other words, the how to make a better physical environment for ourselves. Um, social justice is something about equity and equal opportunities. When we look at US demographics, and a lot of populations are underrepresented, underserved, and living in poverty. So there are a lot of disadvantages that some of the communities experience, and these disadvantages affect them not only in the current times but also in future times. So if you want to have a better society, and you need to make sure that the underprivileged and underrepresented populations have reasonable opportunities, fair opportunities, so that they can um, uh, uh, improve themselves and participate in the society like any other citizens. The second aspect of this slide is the sustainability. So ultimately, every community has to be sustainable, every society has to be sustainable, our economies have to be sustainable, and environment needs to be sustainable. And what it means is what we have today in terms of resources and physical assets and environment and that needs to be preserved for not only for ourselves but also for the future generations, so that we have a better living conditions for in current times and for future. And this is how we can express ourselves as responsible citizens in any given community or society. So, to sum it up, the benefits of service learning are many, are very um, expansive. Service learning activities can benefit the participants in many ways, as we just talked about. So I recommend that service learning pedagogy should be incorporated into teaching, both at high school and college levels, so that the students can benefit from this kind of pedagogy and methodology of teaching the subject, because the students can get a lot of experiential learning in a real situations in a real world, so that they are better prepared as individuals, professionals, and citizens. So this is a very useful project that we had in the class, and really appreciate for taking time to hear my presentation. And also I'm grateful to Dr. Lowe, who has created this project as a part of the class, and appreciate your time once again. Thank you.